The project we're going to do today is all hand sewing. We're going to do flowers. A couple of weeks ago I did a book cover and had a lot of compliments about the flowers here and a lot of questions about how I made these little flowers. So we're going to show you this today. I've done these flowers on book covers. I've done them like this on a pair of flip-flops. I've used them for bookmarks, on headbands, dish towels, a dozen different ways. It's a fun flower, it's easy to do, and it's all hand sewn. These are the flowers that we're going to do. There's the little round petal flower. I had a couple of those. This one is a pointed petal flower, and this is fun. It's really versatile. Done up at Christmas time in reds. It's a kind of a little poinsettia looking flower. And then a little carnation. So let's go ahead and get started. The first one we're going to do is the round petal flower. You start off with the square. This is a 4-inch square. You can use any size you want, but I'm starting off with a 4-inch square. And we're going to cut it into circles. And we're going to have 5 petals. What I did with this one is fold it in half. And I cut out a template for a half circle. Sorry about that. And we're just going to go ahead and cut this down. Doesn't have to be an exact perfect circle. You can even eyeball it if you're good at doing that. And let's get started. We're going to turn these, fold them in half, and let's get started sewing. This is a very simple in and out stitch, just going in one, out the other, very close to the edge, maybe 1/8 of an inch from the edge. And this is on the cut edge. You're not going to sew on the folded edge. Pull that through. You can see I went all the way around the edge. Now I'm going to pull it. And there's your first petal. Second petal, do the exact same thing on the same string. We're not going to break the string off. We're not going to tie it off. Just continue on to the second petal. And that same little in and out, back and forth stitch. And here's the second petal. Now I'm going to continue all the way around with my other 3 petals. And be right back. Okay, here is the 5th petal. Gathering it up. I've got all 5 petals on the same string. And what I'm going to do is go back to the first petal. And I'm going to go through the first petal one more time. And this is going to secure it and put it all together. And there's our flower. The last thing you'll do is you will take a button, sew it into the middle, and your flower is done. Now, a fun thing with this flower, let me show you on this one. Here we go. The flower is versatile in that it's got the little ridge around the top. You can flip these upside down and give yourself a different look for that same flower. I'm going to move that one aside and we're going to move on to the next flower. This flower is the pointed flower. I've got a few here that are in progress, so you can see what they look like. These are going to have a nice little yellow button in the middle. And we start off with the same square. Now with this one, just to show you, you don't always have to have a template to make your circle. I folded it in half, folded it again. Don't touch the folded sides, use the cut side, and I'm going to just eyeball this one. It's about a circle here. And that's all we're going to do. So we're going to make 8 petals for this one. The way we're going to fold this petal is we will fold it in half, finger press it, and from about the center we're going to fold this side down, fold the other side down, and there you have it. I have already pressed my petals and we're ready to get started. Now, Just like the other flower, it's the same in and out stitch. So you've got your folded flower, start on one end and just the same thing. Now it's a little bit thicker because we're going through 4 thicknesses this time. But take your time. First petal is done. Go to my second petal. Same thing, same string. We don't cut off, we don't tie off the string. We don't break it off, just continue with the same string, just like the first flower. Two petals done, 2 sharp little petals done. So let me go ahead and get the rest of these 8 petals on here, and I will be right back. Okay, this is the final petal for this flower. And you can see I've got all my petals here. Same thing like the first one, we're going to go back through that first petal one more time through here. Now if it's something that you're going to be putting on like a hairband or something freestanding, if you want you can go back through every single petal all the way around the circle. If it's going to be sewn onto a dish towel or something, you can just go through the first one. There it is. We're going to add a little button to the center, and that one is done. Now quick tip on this one, you can hot glue, like here I hot glued the pearls to the center. You can sew the button onto it. If you're going to be putting it on a dish towel, like for example this one's going to be, you're going to want to lay it on the dish towel without the button, sew it here around the middle, and then zigzag around that raw edge. Just a quick little zigzag, that'll hold that and keep it from being raw. Then sew your button on it through the dish towel, and that'll be done. Okay, that was our second flower, and the last one is our carnation. And this one's kind of a fun little flower. One thing you might notice here, see these leaves? This is the pointed flower that we just did. Same flower done in green to make a leaf, so I thought that was kind of fun. So for the carnation, I'm starting off with little squares, about 1.5 inches square. You can see I did a pinking scissor edge around to give it a little ruffly edge. Now with this one, it's not a precise fold. You're going to actually pinch it in the middle and just push all the fabric up together. Make like a little cone out of the fabric. And I'm going to flip it over, and we're going to sew right through one side of it and then go through a different side of it. That's one petal. I'm going to take the second petal, same thing, I'm going to pinch it in the middle and just push all that fabric together. Don't make a precise fold, you don't want it to be an exact fold. Go through one side, bring it close to the first petal, go through another side, pull it tight. There's 2 petals. I'm going to go through all 12 of these petals, put them along the string, and then we'll finish them off. I'll be right back with you. Okay, here's my final petal. Let me go ahead and stitch this one through twice. Now as you can see, they're all along the same strand. What we're going to do is start not where your thread is, but on the opposite end, and just start rolling this little bundle up. All these little dozen leaves you put on there. And you want to just start stitching back and forth through your flower. No set pattern, just randomly go back and forth. Make sure you catch everything in here. And you'll go back and forth, 3 or 4 times. Just make sure that everything is caught up in your threads. Be cautious as you do this. Your thread is going to want to wrap around these. So you just kind of hold it tight. And that should about do it. Let me go ahead and tie this off. And there you go, another little carnation. So what we have done today are all of these little flowers, our carnations, our 5 petals, our pointed flowers. I don't know about you, but it looks like springtime to me. Let's go make some flowers.